Hi Curry, I wanted to give you some feedback on this. You will want to avoid the tiling. Interesting background. You really have to have less type if you're going to use something like that, and it can slow your site down. All right. This is being clipped a little bit. You'll want to make it a little bigger as well. Let's go to your home page where we... Okay. So the links aren't quite working. You have this about for each one, so that you'll have to clean up. Make sure you look at the video of all the others that were submitted to get a better idea. Let's see. I want to make sure these are all linked. You would want to align these things with the center. And this, you want to make sure you don't have just one line there, one word. Let's see. Okay, so you may want to be consistent a little bit with how you do this, and I would probably close this gap up a little bit. This works. I think that's nice and clean. We are covering up this button, so I think we need to move the navigation because of that. It's a food truck, so I guess you can reserve where you want them to show up, so that works. You've done a good job here with your disclaimer and your copyright. Let's see. Might find a way to make this have a little less or have more distinction. Probably making the hours a regular font instead of a bold, maybe, or putting a little bit of separation, although this does fit nicely, so that's pretty good. That page is kind of nice compared to some of the others here. This probably would be at the bottom and much smaller. You'll want to work on how this is wrapping, right, the layout. And remember proximity, so this header and these dates, they really need to tie in very closely to this. They're separated because they have this image that is separating them. So that needs to somehow connect with all of this, still with some padding around all of it, but that's what you want to do with that. Okay, so this is fixed, and we don't want that to happen, right? And you'll want to make sure that we have no placeholder text, because in the Google Doc you were supplied some events that you can put in there. Let's see. Definitely cut this down to where it's on one screen here. We don't have to scroll. And again, check out your returns here and make sure you have some padding. I know that it came in this way, so you'll want to go in and change that. Yeah, this is taking up a lot of space. It really doesn't need to be a whole page. Or it can take you down to the very bottom or something. So where is it? This, when we go to your happenings, this is breaking up this whole thing. It's just, we need to tighten this, and when we come here, we want it to be like this and not have this image. Move it up or smaller, because it is just cutting through our page and it isn't telling us anything. So if something isn't actually pushing the concept or the idea, we get rid of it. Okay. Okay. So a lot of scrolling here for this, and yeah, so you'll want to change all this, making sure that's only on the About page, and remove the tiling. All right. Consider taking out this because it may not relate as far as content wise. The colors work, but it will slow down your rendering when the website comes up because it's a video. And I'm not, since they don't serve jellyfish, that's more, feels more like a Japanese or some other kind of sea museum or something. Okay, so think about that. Think about a food truck, and let me see these things implemented by week 4. Good job.